William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Caretakers, a novel by Amanda Bestor-Siegal, performed by Saskia Maarleveld. Love is a striking example of how little reality means to us. Marcel Proust, In Search of Lost Time. The Chauvet house is the only one on the block without a gate. Not because the Chauvets can't afford the privacy, but because they want passers-by to admire their front yard. They would deny this if anyone were to suggest it, but the motive is there in the fountain, the constellation of topiaries, the cluster of Lalanne sheep sculptures, acquired after some maneuvering by the wife, whose friendships with well-known artists somehow ambush most conversations. The most interesting attraction in the Chauvets' yard, however, cannot be credited to the family, through their unintended efforts. Yes, perhaps. The crumpled form of Charlotte Chauvet herself, knees hitting the grass, as a stretcher carrying her youngest son is ferried outside. It's a crisp March evening, the last of the month, sky finally slipping through the gray. The residents of Maison la Rue take their first evening walks of spring. Those who pass the Chauvet house stop to watch the show, the firework of ambulance lights. Some avert their gaze at the sign of the stretcher. Others stare harder, transfixed by the white sheet, a body too small to be dead. Charlotte Chauvet on her knees, long after her son is gone. This night is the realization of her nightmares. Not the death of her youngest child. Why would she anticipate such a thing? But this aftermath. The witnesses, her own disintegration made public. This part of the performance, mother, collapsed. The neighbors watch without shame. This is what she gets, they think, for needing the world to see her front yard. The next morning is the 1st of April. The recounting of the yard show's grand finale leaps from boulangerie to pharmacy to café. The Chauvet's au pair, a quiet, obedient American girl, was let out of the house in handcuffs. The police are opening a homicide investigation. Parents call their nannies and give them the day off, leave work early to go to the schools themselves, hug the precious, fragile bodies of their children who, confused, oblivious, conceal their delight by wriggling away. The working mothers blame the au pair. The child was her responsibility. The stay-at-home mothers blame Charlotte. This is what happens when you don't raise your own children. The other au pairs don't know whom to blame. They all know the girl sitting in the police cell. They've sat beside her in French class, stood beside her at the translator's office and the préfecture, waiting for their visa appointments. "I bet it wasn't an accident," one girl whispers, huddled with her friends at a cafe. "I always thought something was wrong with her," mutters another. They are hoping, secretly, for murder. If this were merely an accident, the au pair a helpless witness, then any one of them could have been that girl in the cell. Overnight, while Paris slept, the city changed its métro signs. The 4 Septembre station was renamed 1er Avril. The Opéra station became Apéro. There's a station called Potato, another station with its signs flipped upside down. The morning commuters gaze out the windows of the train, regarding each stop with their usual resignation, eyes half-focused until they reach one of the puns and do a double take. Some laugh, some peek around, worried they're the only ones who see it. Others pull out their phones, tap a photo of the altered signs. Tourists become anxious, convinced they've taken the wrong train. Students and au pairs, those with free time on a Friday, ride up and down the lines for hours. They double back, retrace their route, transfer 5 times, driven by the stubborn desire to personally photograph each full station for themselves. It's the kind of joke that's funny only to those who speak French. A joke that says, "You belong here," if you knew to laugh. Commuters smile. For an unexpected moment, in an unexpected...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?